some of my videos have been removed on the next blog on Life on YouTube, Twitter X. There was an incident not so long ago during Easter. I get this notification to say you're breaching copyright. Please remove. So I thought, hold on, what's going on here? So I actually double checked, and it was the same incident from this time last Easter. And I thought for the 2 years running, I get the same message saying you may be breaking copyright regulations. And I thought, video? What video? Can you explain to me what video? So I get this notification saying I broke copyright rules. So I thought, could you explain to me which one are you talking about? So during Easter, this happened twice. In 2 years, I get the same notification during Easter. You have broken copyright regulations. You are using somebody else's material. And I thought, could you please let me know which one it was? Trying to get blood out of a stone. We tried to get blood out of a stone. It's quite hard. So after emailing the person responsible for the person to say this part, what part? Which part are you talking about? This part, that part, or that part? So a part of Life Church Warrington used to go online during the lockdown years. Remember the lockdown years where everybody was glued to the TVs and the computers and their iPhones and their iPads. And one reason why I'm wearing glasses today is because I am totally dependent on seeing through these. So if you actually physically take a closer look, these are tinted, blue tinted, as people will call them now, readers. So every time I put these on, I can see myself and I, me, myself and I, and the guy behind me. So please, you've got to check your YouTube messages on a daily basis, because I know for a fact that you get over a certain limit. For me, I'm over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm at now 1,174. And the problem is now, you are monitored on a regular basis. So for me to get copyright strikes at the same time every year during Easter, I'm thinking, what is it that you are looking at? So the problem is now, for me, I'm on my second copyright strike. So rules and regulations are saying that I now have to be very, 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 very careful. So my question to YouTube is, if I Life on YouTube, Twitter X, gets another strike, according to rules and regulations, I get my channel terminated. Stay here. I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby. Your time on YouTube has you cannot come back. So I am wondering if you've got time to download every single video that you have produced. So my concern is, do you have the right to download every single video, and how long will it take? So for me, I think there is quite a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. Get a notification from YouTube not long ago to say you've hit over the threshold of 1,000 subscribers. You are now able to be monetized. So I thought, that's a good idea. Let's get monetized. So I requested monetization, and I think it takes YouTube to go through every single video, and according to their rules and regulations, it takes them just under 2 days. So that's 48, I believe. My maths are 24 hours is 1 day, 48 hours is 2. 48 days. I imagine 48 days. That is a long time. So I am now in the process of my second copyright strike, and it is I am not I've got to be very careful now, because the ban, the lock, the information is copyright strike lasts 90 days. So there's a permanent date on my YouTube channel, and it goes, I think it's September 2020. 2020. Is that right? So it's 2024 now. So in September 2020, I got my first copyright strike. And guess what it was, ladies and gents? Donald Trump interview. So I thought, why did I get I didn't get fake news. I got a copyright strike for rebroadcasting the Donald Trump interview, hosted by, I think it was Mr. F.R.O.G. So, unfortunately for me, I got a copyright strike for rebroadcasting, listen to that, ladies and gents, rebroadcasting the interview. And I thought, so it wasn't fake news, it was just a interview. Donald Trump getting interviewed by Nigel Farage. Everybody loves him, everybody hates him. So apparently, I've heard he may be running again. As an MP, and he's going to get a draft together to, this is what we're going to do for the British people. So I voted, and most of you voted, Brexit. And it was quite appealing, really, because he used a very, very important colour. So, Brexit, what colour? So the question is today, Nigel Farage ran Brexit. Which colour did he use? So questions, answers, share, like, and if I remember not to actually reveal that colour until a later date. So if you remember what colour Nigel Farage used for Brexit, please drop the like and the share. And if you're available to chat, tell me what colour it is before or during. So you basically got, if I remember now, 24 hours, I believe. You've got 24 hours to reply. What colour did Nigel Farage use during Brexit? And it's a very important colour. It could be that you can see the colour now. Can you see the colour now? I don't think you can. So it's like I spy with my little eye. Something. Anyway, moving swiftly on, getting diverted. So please, there's a warning now. There is a warning. Anybody on YouTube, please listen to my warning. Do not reshare anything that you may see or may can lead to your channel being terminated. There was a video via book. If you know me on a regular basis, I would actually circle my face and say book. For me, it's the anti-social network. And a lot of relationships broke down during a certain game on book. There was quite a lot of games that you could click on and play on book. There was a warning not so long ago that if you use a main email address for everything, you were encouraged halfway through this live stream to actually type in your main email address that you use on a regular basis. So the guy who was actually live streaming on YouTube at the time, so we will now give you the opportunity to go onto YouTube, onto Google, and click and search and put in your main email address that you use on a regular basis. And the person who was talking about it says, click on the first link that it comes up. What comes up? For me, I was quite shocked, and I thought, oh my gosh, I will never, ever, 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 ever use that social media sites again. So then, book antisocial network. I had a friend I just met at a well-known coffee shop, and he was pulled up and stopped live streaming to antisocial network book, antisocial network book. Don't ever trust it. My dad even sent me a link to the antisocial network book, and I clicked on the link and it went to his account. And I thought, hold on. I actually messaged my dad straight after and says, do not ever, 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 ever send me a link to the antisocial network book, because if you were aware of the link that you sent, it sent me to your account and it said, please type in the password. I don't know your password. I do not want to know what your password is. I don't even care. I don't even want to know. I don't even acknowledge the antisocial network book. Just call it the antisocial network book. There, said it. So, my friend at Cody73, that's his nickname. If you type that in Google, you'll find out who it is. At Cody73. He's tagged into this account. So basically, when you type in his nickname on YouTube, you'll also get a link to my YouTube, Facebook, anti-social. Well, no, I don't want to even talk about. Anyway, so basically, you get at Cody73, and then underneath will be me, F.R.O.G, at F.R.O.G, IE316. So there is also I'm hoping to actually rebrand my YouTube channel. All being well, get past this 90 days, get past the 90 days. I'm just hoping to get past the 90 days without getting blocked or deleted or terminated. Don't want to be terminated. YouTube, reply to my email address and help me to not fall trap to copyright material. It's illegal. Do not do it. Do not broadcast, rebroadcast anybody else's material unless you've got authorization. So the one I got done for was a documentary about 7 days of Noah. So the only thing that you can see on YouTube now for 7 days of Noah is the trailer. So for me, I broke the rules of regulations and copyright, and I rebroadcasted 2 episodes of 7 Days of Noah. Naughty boy, because somebody on the anti-social network book. Anti-social network book. Tick, tick, tick. Anti-social network book. Anti-social network book. Somebody rebroadcasted that on YouTube onto anti-social network book, and I thought, ooh, I watched that. That was quite very, 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 very enlightening and very, very encouraging. So the problem is, it was their side of the flood during Noah's day, and I don't know why it was 7 days. He wasn't on the ark for 7 days, so it was. I think he was talking about the 7 days leading up to when Noah entered the ark, and it was very, very full of information. And my previous pastor from years and years and years ago said, "There's so much information." This is what he said to me once. I'll be giving you so much information. I just got an indication that I need to plug my phone, my iPad in, my state of the art MacBook Air is running out of battery, and also my modem upstairs needs to be plugged in. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up, rip it up and start again. There was a notification. I got a Bible. I can see on the coffee table. A lot of people would say, wipe the dust off it, read it. So I'm encouraged now to actually pick it up. Which way is up? This is big print. I was out with a friend at Wetherspoons the other day, and I was encouraged to read something from here. And because of the distractions and the light, I couldn't read what it was saying. So this is a big print of the King James Bible, and it's, Jesus is in red. Notice that, boys and girls. Every time Jesus said something, it's red. So I actually was flicking through the Bible, and have you got a concordance? And I thought, so basically, I wanted to read something from, I think it was Mark. Was it Mark? Mark 7. Mark. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. John. So Mark. I need to start picking this up again. I actually got encouraged to actually pick up this one not so long ago, and it wasn't in a galaxy far, far away. My dad always says, the script of Star Wars, what about the Bible? Did you hear that? They shut down the main reactor. We're destroyed for sure. This is madness. There'll be no escape for the princess this time. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness on the face of the deep. And God's spirit moved across the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." I can hear hallelujah somewhere. Anyway, Mark, Saint Mark, chapter 7. I think it's 7. 7. We were talking about numbers, how important they are. 7. And I was encouraged to read what Jesus was saying. So it was 7. So I think it was halfway through. And yeah, Jesus starts speaking in verse 6. So I'm thinking, what I should do is actually read from chapter 7, 1 to 7. So then I started reading it and I thought, oh, I can't see it very well. I could see it here. Then came together unto him the Pharisees. You know who the Pharisees are, ladies and gents? The Pharisees. The Pharisees will lead you astray. The Pharisees will lead you astray. They think they know everything. They don't go no chance. It's all in here. The Pharisees, it was all in here. So it didn't drop into here. It was all up here. Even Saul, before Paul, it was all up in here. So then it became Paul, and everything that he learned up here dropped down to here. And then it was like, whoo, hallelujah. Yeah. Pharisees. The word Pharisees. You know the word Pharisees. The Pharisees are here to lead you astray. The Pharisees are here to lead you astray. I believe they are. The Pharisees are here to lead you astray. So hopefully everybody will pick up on that and start singing it. The Pharisees will lead you astray. The Pharisees will lead you astray. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. Like it, share it. Anyway, then came together unto him. This is King James. The Pharisees. I could just like put in the corner there. Pharisees will lead you astray. The Pharisees will lead you astray. Are you listening to this, Christopher? You need to share this next time you are in town and you meet up with Life Church Warrington, who actually are on a regular basis in the town centre praying for the community. Pharisees will lead you astray. Pharisees will lead you. Anyway, I'm getting diverted. And before my battery runs out on my modem, and there'd be no indication to say my battery's died, I'll just get this notification saying, "You've got no internet. Please try again later." Anyway, Pharisees will lead you astray. And came and certain of them, the scribes. So you got the Pharisees and the scribes. So the Pharisees will lead you astray, and the scribes, I don't know who scribes are. Are they the ones who write down what the Pharisees say? So you've got the Pharisees, and then you've got the scribes. So the Pharisees will tell the scribes what to write. Is it right? Or there's another question there. So like you got David, you got Mr. F.R.O.G, what colour? And then you've got Pharisees led by the scribes. So the Pharisees will write and the scribes will write. So the Pharisees will speak and the scribes will write. Is that right? Anyway, questions on, as I used to say, on Life on the Bench, answers on a postcard to the usual address. Right. I'm up to scribes after being led away by the Pharisees who lead you astray, which came from Jerusalem. And when they saw some of his disciples eating bread with defiled, I think they're eating bread, and apparently it was defiled. So I think what it was, the Pharisees were talking to the disciples and saying, "Why are you eating bread without your washing of hands? Hands that do dishes can feel soft as your face. Mild cream, very liquid. So wash your hands before you eat the bread." There's a song there. Wash your hands before you eat your bread. Wash your hands before you eat the bread. So I don't know man's knowledge of God. You got to wash your hands before you eat the bread. There's a song there. Wash your hands before you eat the bread, and the Pharisees will lead you astray. I don't know. I'm only halfway through. I've only read 1, 2, not even the second verse, and I'm being led astray by the Pharisees. That and then the scribes will write, and then anyway, and when they saw some of his disciples, weren't all there, were they? Eat bread with defiled. Doesn't make sense. So, and when they saw some of his disciples eat bread with defiled. That's what it says. Defiled. Doesn't make sense. So if you read that again, and when they saw some of these disciples eat bread with defiled, and is that is to say with unwashed hands they found fault. So the Pharisees will lead you astray. The scribes will write down everything that the Pharisees will say, and they saw his disciples eating bread without washing their hands first. Judge not, lest he'll be judged. Anyway, swiftly moving on. And all the Jews, so basically they're finding faults because they were finding that Jesus' disciples were eating bread without washing their hands. Anyway, moving on. Let's go. Verse 3. For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands often. Is it often? Because it says ofty. Eat not, holding the traditions of the elders. So the elders told the Pharisees, before you eat bread, wash your hands. And when they came from the market, except they wash, they eat not. And many other things be which they have received, hold and hold as the washing of cups. So you got cups and bread and pots and basin brazen vessels. So, according to this, you've got to wash everything before you eat the bread. So basically, the washing the cups, so they can have the cup of tea, and the pots, so they can put the bread in the pots, and brazen vessels. Brazen vessels. Was that for wine? And of tables. So they had to wash their hands. They had to wash the pots. They had to wash the brazen vessels, and basically wash everything before you eat. Then the Pharisees again lead you astray, and the scribes asked him, "Why walk not thou disciples according to the traditions of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands?" So then Jesus spoke, because it's in red. This is now chapter 7, verse 6. And, I keep putting and, it's he answered and said unto them, "Well, I can't even pronounce that, Elijah," I think it's Elijah. Anyway, let me point that out there. I think it's Elijah. Yeah, Elijah. Let me just stand up. There, where my thumb is, I believe that is Elijah. Elijah, the prophet. Elijah. Very, very important, Elijah, the prophet. Prophesied. Elijah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written. This is where Jesus sorts them out. And the people, his people, this people now, right? Honoreth. I can't actually physically read this without bursting into song. His people honoreth me with their lips. Honor with their lips. And their hearts are far from me. It's all up here, but it's not down here. I'm thinking, right. It's all head knowledge, but it's not coming out of the heart. Right. Far from me. Woo, far away. Bye. See you later, alligators. In a while, crocodile. As I normally say when I'm ending the broadcast from Life on YouTube, Twitter X, which may be actually Life on YouTube and Twix. So that'll be on. Anyway, don't forget all the questions and all the answers. So I'm hoping this time tomorrow, I'll give you the answers to the questions. So if you remember them, I have to remind myself. This is why I record. This is why I live stream. So I'm thinking, I remember when I said that. Right. Where bit? Where's the rabbit? Where bit? How bit? So howbeit, almost like the word belt. How be it. Must have said it. How be it, all in one word, howbeit, in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctoring and commandments of men. Commandments of men. Men created their own commandments of men. Their knowledge of God, their understanding of God, their reasoning to men of God. And this is why people talk about religion, because it's all head knowledge, it's not heart knowledge. So there you go. For laying aside the commandments of God. So basically, God gave you commandments. So basically, men had their own set of rules and regulations, I believe. Let that sink in, boys and girls. Head knowledge, not heart knowledge. Anyway, for laying aside the commandments of God. But oh no, I don't believe that. 10 Commandments. You know the 10 Commandments. Very, very important. Anyway, for laying aside the commandments of God, ye hold the traditions of men. There you go. Again, head knowledge, not heart knowledge. The blessings of Jesus Christ, personal Saviour and Lord, risen again on the third day, that we can be free. Anyway, moving on. Let's go. For laying aside the commandments of God, ye hold the traditions of men, as the washing of pots. Have you washed your pots? And cups, and many other such like things ye do. So that is Mark chapter 7, verses 1 to 8. So I found it very, very difficult. To read that at Wetherspoons, and so basically it was struggling to actually read what is written in the Word of God. So I actually thank God now for His Word. So not a lot of people know that. So basically, what's happened is man's knowledge of God doesn't really. Anyway, good Bible study there, ladies and gents, from Mark chapter 7, 1 to 8. So, all being well, this will be an eye-opener and a relief that I physically reread what I was trying to read at Wetherspoons. So, anyway, all being well, I will be grateful that the persons who I sent an email to will actually respond after me saying sorry for using their material on my channel. So do want to thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like you to share, like it, share it. So anyway, hopefully that has been encouraging to me, as it also has to you. Anyway, I am now going to relax and look forward to I don't know if I'm getting so many messages. Right. So the idea now is I am got 7 days or 6 days now. I think that one's died. So that one's charging up. And I think this one also is charging up. So how is it that you've got 2 black mirrors? Right, let me see. Oh, my friend, who I was named after, has dropped a